All right, welcome everybody to our latest Live Motocross podcast as we talk all things Indy from another classic round of the 2025 AMA Supercross season. Obviously, firstly, thank you to everyone for listening and supporting the website. We really appreciate it. We'd also like to thank our sponsors in Fly Racing, 24MX, Dirt Store, and Fuchs Silkaline for all their incredible support, as without them, none would be possible. All right, for this episode, I'm joined again by the great man, Whiskey Throttle Editor at Large, Jeff Beaver. How's life? And thanks for joining us, mate. It was another great weekend of racing, wasn't it?
Yeah, man, it was kind of interesting. Second weekend I haven't been at the race this year, and uh, that's okay though because we had Nathan there and he crushed it. But it's kind of nice watching the race at the house. And when the race was over, I didn't have to pack up all my shit and go home and go to an airport in the morning and fly all day. And man, whatever. I mean, I spent 3 days driving across North America, but hey, good to go, dude. But no, great racing. And man, how about my boy?
Yeah,
He let her eat.
he sure did. How good was it, mate? Obviously, lost a perfect race, rode real solid, and handled that brutal track so well. He had the fastest lap of anyone. He was a cut above in that main, the intensity and the speed at the start, and he had those consistent, clean laps going. Obviously, getting that start was crucial, but everyone was making mistakes. It was sort of like who could minimize it. But yeah, that's his second win now. Super long time between wins, mate. And it was pretty cool to see Jet calling the action too, because obviously they trained together, and that move going out to the dog pound is absolutely vindicated for Seth, hasn't it, mate? Working with Burner, Dazzy Lawrence brothers, that crew, and just refining everything technically and getting that mindset spot on, and all that hard work's paid off. And it was pretty good for Mitch to have a positive result as well, mate, because it's been a bit of a rotten year for the pro circuit guys with injuries, mate. But imagine how good the season would look for Seth if we didn't have that food poisoning in Detroit, mate. So you're a good mate with him, mate. So just tell us all about it from your perspective.
Yeah, I mean, I was bummed when he said he was moving to Florida, but I knew, hey, man, that's the best thing for him because we'd go meet up, every 4 or 5 months and go get some dinner or fucking whatever. He's just a cool kid. Him and his buddy Jacob, who's now his practice mechanic. He's got new Jacob who got his first win as a mechanic, but old Jacob's like his best friend and his roommate, and he's now his practice mechanic. He kind of demoted himself, I guess. He earned the right, but he just wanted to do the day to day stuff and not the racing, I guess. But to see those guys pack up and move, I was like, man, that sucks because I really enjoyed going to see him at the track and shooting with them. They're always just cool as hell. Seth rips and but I knew going down there and training at the dog pound, I mean, how could you not improve riding with Jet Hunter and Chance and having Burner down there and Dazzy? And he is the perfect fit for that group of people. He doesn't rock the boat, super respectful kid. And yeah, I couldn't have been happier for him, just seeing him get the podium at Daytona. I'm all, oh boy, here he comes, I was a little nervous, that maybe the PC curse was going to get him or something. But boy, he was not playing yesterday. What he had P1 in one of his qualifying sessions, uh, and then he just came out and wired it, man. It was sick. And his mom is like the sweetest little lady on earth, and he shouted her out on the podium, and they went and panned over to her. His mom was cool as hell. I mean, just I hope if he wins another race, I hope it's Philly this year because he was so close last year and they had that crash. So, I'd love to see him win a couple more. Philly being, I won't be at Philly, but man, I'd love to see it. But at least we had Nathan at the races filming, and we got a lot of cool stuff. Nate got a great shot of him going over the finish line and then coming up and sitting on that table and just taking it all in, and Tom congratulating him. So that was probably the sickest thing of the night for me is just how awesome it was for Seth Hammaker. I mean, if you guys ever met the guy, he's just like he is on camera with everybody. It doesn't matter if you're the janitor or the head guy at Kawasaki. He's just even keeled, nice kid. Doesn't rock the boat, and he's low key. He's funnier than shit, dude. If you once you get to know him and you get him going, he's actually pretty funny, dude. Yeah, him and his buddy Jacob, they're a crack up. So definitely cool. Pumped for him. Made my day.
Yeah, it'd be awesome, mate. It'd be good for you to see him at your next race to give him a congrats, and it'd be cool to have a catch up as well. But yeah, like you said, mate, really humble, got a great mindset. Obviously, he's doing everything he can to make this dirt bike thing a success. He's had a rotten run, but proves a testament to just the hard work and the sacrifice he's willing to make to get to the top of the sport. And he's only 11 points back now, mate. So
He's in
pretty well
third.
in that title fight, isn't he?
Yeah. He's right there. And like you said, if he didn't have food poisoning in Detroit, he may have the red plate. So, well, we'll see what the break's like and go to Birmingham, and this season's far from over. Anstey's going the wrong way. Vial's heading the right way, but I think Seth is, to me, I think he's a better Supercross racer than Vial. So it's going to get real interesting last couple rounds here. I was actually so pumped last night when he finished the main. I grabbed my phone and made a little selfie. I'm like, "Fuck yeah, go!" And I sent it to him and Jacob. I wake up this morning from replies from him. I was like, he probably had a million of those, but just this big old grumpy old barrel. Fuck yeah, So it was cool, man. Dude, if he won the title, dude, that'd be all time, dude. That'd be so. If any kid has put in the work and just been through the ringer, it's him. And he never bitched, never moaned, never complained about nothing. He just got healthy and got back and went after it. And he's always been fast. So yeah. Okay, we'll stop. Um, uh, you know, Glazing Seth here, but yeah, the kid's badass, dude. Keep an eye on him.
Yeah, mate, you can't really get much more of a statement right than winning the showdown on that track. And yeah, we definitely wish him all the best. Stays healthy and he just keeps up this momentum. But I'd love your thoughts on the track too, mate. It was gnarly, obviously very tough ruts in those corners, jump faces. It was gnarly for everyone. Pretty big jumps there too, as well. And a lot of guys had some scary moments. And you listen to some of those interviews, and they was just like, it's all about survival. And I'm pretty sure they've earned their week off after that one, mate. So a lot of key takeaways. But what was the track like from your perspective, mate? Pretty brutal.
Pretty gnarly. Savachi's not feeling pretty good, and poor Preston basically. God, did you
Oh,
see the slow mo of his leg going the wrong way? And
yeah,
dislocated
nasty.
knee, broken femur. I don't know if the femur or what happened, if it was when the guy ran him over, but man, talk about a kid who's had a rough go, man. That's a season ender. We'll see you in 26, bud. That's just rough. He's
Yeah,
had a rough game to go. So that track ate some people up. There was nothing really flashy. Nobody was really doing anything sicko style. Like San Diego's probably the last track where we had stuff where guys could throw down. But when it's soft and rutted like that, it's just hold on for dear life and do your laps.
yeah, well said, mate. It was a tough one, and obviously, yeah, look forward to many more of them. And obviously, as the series heads into more outdoor stadiums, there's going to be some wild mudders coming up too, I reckon. And you look at Vial's ride, another difficult track. He handled it really well, and he's just that consistency, like we speak of, mate. Very impressive. Again, he's still in the title fight. It's always big picture. He's a little bit like Jay Coop, doesn't ride over his head too much, and just keeps banking points. And he's got the red plate now, so he just puts himself in excellent positions and had some really nice lines. He was smart and attentive to the track changes, as you saw. So VR could be really affirming as a quality contender, mate, as he has been. But yeah, he just doesn't have those bad nights like the others, does he?
No, he's a racer. He really is. And his relationship with Chase, you know, some people may think I'm nuts, but the way Chase's season's going, but he's definitely, you can tell he's helping Tom with Supercross, and they always show those little moments between the motos where they're downloading with each other, and he's definitely improving. You know.
Yeah, he's coming along well, and obviously give us your take on RJ as well. Started rough after a big crash earlier in the day, mate. Had a sore back and just a bit banged up, but yeah, he still rode solid. Took the positives, obviously made up some points, but obviously Vial is with that win is he's still 12 points back, but he'll get healed up again. RJ, he's always up for the fight and he always battles the pain barrier, doesn't he, mate? So your take on RJ and obviously talk on Deegan too. He was doing some pretty cool things out there too, and Cole Davies that ride through the field was so impressive on that track that was hard to pass. So yeah, a couple of good hitters there too. But yeah, it's still all to play for in those coasts, isn't it?
Yeah, RJ, just typical RJ year, but watch, he'll come out and just smoke everybody at Birmingham, right? So I'm not worried about RJ. It's gonna be a dogfight down to the end. If we get to New York and he's still not firing on all eight or right in there, then that's when you start kind of panic revving a little bit. Philly, I think Philly's the last East round before they go to Salt Lake, right? Or no, Pittsburgh. So
Yeah.
yeah, if they get to Pittsburgh and it's not game on, we got a problem. So uh and then Deegan, that kid, it could be raining dicks and he'd get hit with a pussy, dude. Who goes into the freaking net and just goes, oh, hold on a minute, and I'm just going to cruise under it, and then go back and get on the track and still be in third. I mean, that kid, freaking luckiest son of a bitch ever, dude. But I was like, dude, no way, dude. He's gonna throw it away right here in that net, and I don't know if you saw that video that Nate got after the podium. This is why I always go down there because you hear some pretty intense shit right afterwards. He goes, dude, my bike was just clicking between gears, dude. He cased that thing so hard. I guess he was lucky the bike was still running, but it was clicking between gears. And dude, how sketchy is that? Most people would have been like, Supercross, I'm out of here. He's just like, man, it's either in first or second or third or fourth. We'll make it work, Just pin it and go, dude. So he doubled his points lead even with testing out the integrity of the nets. I mean, dude, like I said, dude, it can be raining dicks and he'd get hit with a pussy, dude. So right on. Yeah, Hayden. There you go.
Yeah, mate, he loves it, eh? He loves running the chest protector on the outside and obviously onto the 450s, mate. But I want to get your take on Colt Nichols doing that McAfee show. It's a pretty big deal for him and the sport. Very cool. And he gave a good account of himself. Good asset to the sport, great ambassador, and it just puts it on the map to the masses more, doesn't it?
Yeah, that was good. Sean Brennan and those guys, they do a good job of getting the sport out there to the masses every round. They go to the local TV stations and doing all that stuff. But getting Colt out there with McAfee, Colt's such a good talker and everybody likes him. It's really cool what they're doing, and getting that NFL guy, the captain of the Colts defense, down there on the field and pumping it up. He's in with the boys talking about, man, these man, my boy Bomare, man, oh shit, and that Deegan, man, he's like catching nets and shit, he's just gonna be going nuts in the locker room, and they're gonna get all fired up about it, so the sport's in a really good place right now. But yeah, his commentary on the show was pretty damn funny. Just how he's breaking it down. I thought it was hilarious. But when you get those guys pumped on it, then they get their buddies pumped on it, and then none of them can ride dirt bikes technically because of their contract, but they're all into it and want to watch the racing. And like he said, it was the competitiveness and the strategy that he really liked. So that was sick, dude. To get that kind of audience out there with the Pat McAfee show. I mean, that's going out to billions of people, dude. So pretty sick.
Yeah, well said, mate. Awesome for the sport for sure. And yeah, it's a pretty gnarly sport, so it's hard not to like once the masses get into it. So yeah, just keep it growing and give us your take on Cooper Webb, mate. Another awesome win. He's putting the flex on these guys now, isn't it? Super impressive. He took off, got a commanding lead, and no one could catch him, mate. So we know that the skill set that he has is so good on those tracks and he adapts so well. But the speed was electric. He had the fastest lap of the race. So when he can control those races from the start, not have to fight through, it's pretty impossible to stop him almost. So your take on Cooper Webb, mate?
He's just doing Cooper Webb things, dude. It's an odd year. Odd year, and Cooper Webb's tend to do pretty well. I hope he stays healthy. And one thing they said in the broadcast that I didn't know about that I thought was pretty cool is like he's been really campaigning for Justin Cooper to be with the team and like they help each other. I thought that was pretty cool. I thought that showed a lot of good character on Coop's part, and like years ago, before I got into this, when he was racing, I just kind of, I don't know, I could have didn't really care one way or the other about Cooper, and just he was a good racer. But the harder he fights, and the more he just does his thing and doesn't give a shit and gives. I think him giving Roczen the finger guns made me a big fan of him. I was like, okay, cool, you're good. I like you. You're on Team Jeff. But when you hear guys do shit like that for their teammates, then that says a lot about their character, and it's even easier to root for him. So I hope he wins the damn thing. He's doing good, and he doesn't have that many opportunities left. And yeah, good on him.
Yeah, great, mate. Good stuff. Yeah, it's hard to beat him, and obviously the other guys are having issues themselves, so he's just running away with it, keeps extending. But yeah, on the topic of Justin Cooper as well, he finally got that podium, mate. Kind of those tracks play to his strength. He's precise, he rides smart, jumps the whoops. Did pretty well. Had a bad heat race, had a fall and got seventh, so he did really well to get that start, a quality start with a bad gate pick. But yeah, just clicks the laps, clicks the markers off, mate. Doesn't overdo it. And he had a nice little battle with Barcia there and he got the job done there and made it stick. So that would be a big confidence boost to further cement that he really does belong, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I think he podiumed at Salt Lake last year, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he got the podium. So it was his second place, I think it was. So, Tomac's got another year or so. They'd be crazy to get rid of him. He's heading up the ladder and getting better and better, and he's not dumb. He's a smart guy. He's gonna figure it out, and I wouldn't be surprised by next year that he's in that hunt for wins.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. And obviously, your take on Sexton back on the podium, but it's still not an ideal race for him. He had a spill, obviously lost that position, bleeding a few more points. But I suppose it's all about just refocusing, coming out swinging for the next one. Mentally regroup, work on some things. Maybe a little bit banged up still, but yeah, I think that break will do him a world of good. And he's usually pretty good in the second half of season. So tough one for Sexton, but still a podium's okay.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on in old Hot Rod's head, but man, he's going the wrong way, dude. And with Jet coming back and looking like Deegan's going to be in the 450s next year, dude. You would think you're just doing everything you could, and everybody talks about championships and the man if I only had those couple points, and I just wonder if Dallas is going to be the one he goes back and thinks about, man, if I'd have just stay put. I don't know. I don't know what to say about Chase. Great guy, nice guy, always nice to me. So I don't want to rag on the dude, but and I sure as hell don't want to pretend to know what the hell it's like to be in his shoes. But son of a bitch, it's got to be frustrating. It really does. To be the fastest guy out there. I mean, I think that's kind of established now that he at any given time he's the fastest dude, and then to not take it home is just, he's got to be like just like I said, dropping hot wax on his nipples or something at night, just punishing himself. I
Yeah,
don't
it's
know.
been a brutal stretch, hasn't it? Brutal last few weeks for sure, mate. How was it seeing Barcia up there? Pretty impressive as well. Looked dialed. He was right up for the battle, wasn't he? Obviously, the AP sort of coming together wouldn't have been a crowd pleaser for sure, but many positive things. He was really up for the battle. Yeah, it'll be an interesting week at training with those lads for sure, but he's getting closer to that podium better and better. Keeps, getting the confidence to match it with these front runners. So, your take on Barcia and the AP incident and those two?
Oh, Bam Bam. Yeah, he was on fire yesterday. I don't know. Did you see that edit I made? Nate sent a couple of clips and he's all, I don't know, should we post these? And I go, yeah, let's check on that and just tell him you got it and see what his pulse is. And he's like, fuck it, go for it. And it's I put some good audio to it. It's freaking hilarious. But something
Yeah.
happened with him and Mitchell Harrison, and they were trading punches out there on the track, proverbial, and we just happened to get one of them cutting in front of him and give him a little break check. Who's your daddy? Fucking thing. I guess Harrison tagged him right back after that in the next corner. So Harrison's not afraid, but it was just so funny because here's Bam just cruising around, just checks this dude, and then they're arguing with each other at the end of the podium. And fucking just go to Whiskey Throttle and just watch that
Mm.
whole interaction between Bam Bam and Harrison, and wait for the last 2 seconds of Bam Bam, and it's the most classic Bam Bam thing you've ever seen. So. Yeah, the fire's back. Great riding. He's obviously feeling it if he's that fired up and not giving a shit. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah, fair play to him, mate. And obviously, you go down the list, and Mookie obviously got sixth. Knows he can do better, but he'll be happy to have a weekend off to go fishing, I'd imagine, mate, wouldn't he? He's definitely earned it after that win a few weeks back. And Roczen seventh was a bit strange. He obviously struggled to get through the field. He had the speed, but just couldn't pass those guys on that track. And I guess he's 26 points back now, so just looking to come out. He'll enjoy a week off and see what he can do in the second half of the season. So to finish up, mate, your take on Mookie and Roczen?
I don't know. Sixth place. I don't know. Maybe he can go down and get a fillet of fish at McDonald's or some shit. But six just ain't gonna cut it. And I'm kind of mad at Nate. I told him go get a fishing report, and he goes, "What's fishing report?" And I'm like, "Man, I'm gonna fire your dumb ass kid." Fishing report, Malcolm. Fishing report. So I don't know, but yeah, I think next time I see Malcolm, man, you keep getting sixth places. The only fishing you're doing is at McDonald's for a fillet of fish, dog. So. I don't know. Yeah, it was awesome seeing him get the heat win, and I was like, holy shit, let's see him do it again. But that track was tough. I know there was a couple shots I saw the TV camera got where he was like jumping through the whoops, and he would just hit something and just come to a dead stop, and most guys would have just probably ate shit. But he's so big and strong, he just kind of stopped and then put it off, you know. And I was like, dude, that's so gnarly, dude. Like the strength it takes for that to do that, and you know, I don't know, but hey, top 10, good on him. He's still riding great, and Roczen finishing out the top 5. Tough titty, said the kitty. Oh, poor guy. Couldn't happen to a better dude. So next.
Yeah, mate. I guess that'll probably wrap up this one, eh? I guess final thoughts for you, mate. What's the week ahead looking like for you and the crew at Whiskey? Obviously, you guys dropped that cool Code Red podcast with Ping and GL with plenty of laughs and banter. So, yeah, keep up the good work, mate. You and the crew are smashing it. We'll enjoy a week off as well.
Yeah, I start a major turnaround tomorrow in northern Washington. I'm up by the Canadian border, so kind of glad there's no race next weekend because I'm going to be so damn busy. I won't have time to pay attention. But I'm looking forward to Birmingham. Hopefully the weather's good. We'll be covering that one, and then 3 weeks from now is Seattle, so I'm stoked on that one. I'm either taking the day off or I'm going to be sick that day, but I will be at the Seattle Supercross filming that. I don't give a shit if they tell me not to come back. I don't care. I'm gonna go film my races, and if they don't support it, fuck them.
No, mate, you'll be dialed. It'll be good to see you back out there. And obviously, Nate will still be bringing the content. So, yeah, cheers again for joining us on this one, mate. Obviously, thanks to Fly Racing, 24MX, Dirt Store, and Fuchs Silkline for all their incredible support. As without them, none of this would be possible. All right, thanks again, Jeff, mate. Been another ripper chat. All the best and look after yourself. We'll catch up soon.
All right, brother. Talk to you later.
No worries, mate. Have a good one.